Sticking on time. Next up is Daniel Steinberg from Lawbrokr. Let me pull up my handy dandy sheet for the intro. Bouncing around here. Here we go. Daniel Steinberg. All right, CEO and founder of Lawbrokr, a pre-qualification and marketing platform for law firms to help optimize the way they digitize the digital intake process. I know a lot of lawyers struggle with intake. So here's Daniel to talk about their solution. Take it away, Daniel.
Great. Yeah, thank you, Brian. I apologize for my hoarse voice. I've been at CleoCon for the past 3 days and talking to at least 200 plus people. So this is why. And I also know why people don't show up to my sales meetings anymore because of companies like Reclaim. So that's good to know that that exists. Hope everyone's enjoying the day. If you haven't got a coffee yet, please get one because I know I'm towards the latter half of the day here. But as Brian said, I'm the CEO and founder of Lawbrokr. Really for us, it goes back to this, problem of digital transformation. And what's funny about the legal industry is there's this whole nuance and, push towards new technologies that optimize your internal processes. And the amount of times you've probably heard the word AI today and all these different elements that help you potentially scale the internal processes of your firm. But what's heavily overlooked is that 78% of legal consumers are shopping online for an attorney, and attorneys just aren't ready to actually engage with those potential new customers. And that's where this problem space started from. That's what, was the impetus for Lawbrokr. But for us, it's about emulating consumer buying habits to really allow consumers to engage with attorneys as best as possible in ways that emulate consumer buying habits like they do on their cell phones every single day. And we do this by creating these digital experiences that live everywhere across your digital assets, things from Google My Business, social media, Google AdWords, referral sources, and so forth. And the intent here is to really guide the buying journey to allow consumers to ultimately provide you with information that is so much more relevant than traditional contact information so that you can really augment the way that you engage with those consumers during the intake process. And we do that with what we call our storefront product. So I'm going to jump in here now. What you're reviewing is the backend dashboard. I'm going to create your first landing page and funnel right here live on today's session. You're going to come into the backend of Lawbrokr. Think about a funnel as a category. As all of you on here probably are, you're potentially corporate law firm clients, and you're going to create these funnels and then workflows that allow clients to engage with you in a more nuanced way and elevated experience for those consumers. We have pre-built templates that you can come into here and add things to your shopping cart, get started right away. And the intent of our solution is to provide you with an ease of use platform. So often I see people adopt new technologies and shelf those products, spend a lot of time, wasted resources and efforts to really start to leverage that product, but then ultimately don't get around to it. For us, the way that we embed our AI elements are about onboarding and making sure that you get speed to go live so that you can really optimize the way that you engage with your clients. So perhaps we're going to build an incorporation workflow here. We're going to say we want 7 to 9 questions. And in about 15 to 20 seconds, we're going to build a pre-qualification workflow that allows clients to engage with your firm in a simplistic and forward-thinking way that really emulates the way that people shop online. These links would be placed on your website. Some people have jurisdictional-based concerns. I know for corporate law, it's a little bit different. But what we're going to start to do is capture information that is relevant to the intake process. Now, we're not removing the notion of an intake conversation or a phone call or anything in between. What we're trying to do is capture enough information to increase your web traffic conversion and ultimately drive growth to your practice in a very seamless way. Okay. Once all that information is collected, we're going to filter that out and it's going to go directly into your inbox. It's going to go into your Outlook and or Gmail or whatever other mail provider you're utilizing. It's also going to sit within inside of Lawbrokr's lead management function. If you're not using a intake platform, you can use Lawbrokr's lead management. We've got lightweight status updates. You can add notes to the file, edit specific lead functions, or download it as a raw CSV data and pump it into whatever tool makes sense for you. We integrate with the top 10 major sort of legal intake and practice management solutions, along with Zapier for those that are using other tool sets on the market. Once that's done, you're going to start to leverage different sort of elements of our backend in order to really build the best client experience possible based off different campaigns you're running. Lawbroker can sit on things like your website on free consultation in order to drive people into the funnel. Alternatively, you can run a Google ad directly from Lawbroker and start to push that into specific functions of our platform and landing pages. Set a specific location and region. I happen to be in Toronto. Add your keywords. Set your recommended budget. And instantaneously, we're going to publish that live data into Google advertisements for people to start to navigate and find you. You can manage all your specific ad campaigns with inside of the back end of Lawbroker, see all the inherent details that are relevant and important to your firm. And the intent here is to simplify the process of digitally transforming your law practice so that you can continue to grow your practice and practice law, on the outset from there. Lastly, you can build out different distinct landing pages that are relevant to your law firm. You can create featured practice areas like incorporation pages. And in a simple to go way, you add your branding, your look and feel, and we can navigate and provide you with a structured landing page that can go live instantaneously in the matter of seconds or click of the button. All of this tracks back to our data analytics platform, where you can track and monitor how people are engaging with you across each specific service type, and naturally understand where consumers are engaging across each specific service so that you can retarget, remarket, or analyze the friction that you're putting forward to them and ultimately change up different workflows that might be more relevant or might be lower friction on the consumer. That's it.
1 minute under. I'm impressed. That's awesome. I have some questions, but definitely want to open the floor to other folks who may have questions. I'll ask mine first because there aren't any yet that have popped up. But in terms of the ad manager, I think that's a really cool extension to what you're building. Are you doing any other ads other than Google ads, or is that on the product roadmap? What are you thinking there?
Yeah, as of now, we're really focused on conversion ads. So that's why we're going directly into PPC campaigns via Google. In the future, we would like to broaden that scope into Meta and other platforms. But as of right now, as we think about the conversion element of the law firm, that's where we sit. And that's why we're focused on the Google side.
Got it. Is LinkedIn or like, I guess Facebook or Meta, are those PPC as well? Or
they're not. They can be. You can create conversion ads on those platforms, but predominantly, as you build out campaigns on those platforms, they're more, seen upon as brand awareness campaigns. It's not as much as high intent where someone's actively searching online for an attorney and then them going right into the funnel from there, right? Because of Google, you have that search capability.
got it. Cool. Thank you. I just went on mute so that no one had to hear this plane flying over our building. That's awesome. No, all that looks really great and simple to use. I think one of the things when I was just getting started, I was thinking about like just using something basic like Typeform for my website to make intake easier. But obviously, there's no vertical integration into anything from that point on. So this seems like a really cool way to do basically make intake more user friendly, right? It's not just an email. It's obviously way more sophisticated than that.
Yeah, I think just to even come back to that question or comment there's a lot of workflow management tools that can, create a digital experience of capturing data. But when you round that out into sort of like the back end elements of your marketing and your firm, I think it really elevates what that product is on the front end. But yeah, that's a great point, Brian.
Mm-hmm. So we have one question in from Amy Shepard. It is, does the AI make recommendations for ads/web pages that include guidance on attorney advertising rules? For example, striking words like expert or adding advertising disclaimers, I guess, for the risk averse and those who don't fully aren't always aware of, I guess, their state specific or federal laws around advertising.
Yeah, so we don't really impact the elements of like the attorney restrictions on the advertising rules, which is why we're partnering with Google from an advertising perspective. We will make sure that you are advertising on specific campaigns that make sense and that utilize, you know, elements that you're allowed to do. But we are being cognizant in what the AI is pulling. So at the start of our AI ad manager product specifically, we're going to be testing different elements that are not powered by AI and then educating our AI model from there. So we want to make sure that we have a really tight grasp